Hi, my name is Amelia Najolek, and my presentation is on technology and its effect on children. And this presentation is based off of 3 research papers, which will be cited at the end. So what is technology? It's quite a vague term, but I'm specifically referring to iPads, iPhones, and television, things that children encounter and go on a daily basis. It is important to note that technology is having a bigger role in our lives than ever before. Many jobs require adults to go on the computer, just as schools use platforms such as Google Classroom to give out homework or grade assignments. For the most part, advances in technology have been beneficial, allowing many individuals to talk to friends miles away through call or text. As seen in the chart, the amount of internet users has drastically increased in all parts of the world. Technology is not only reaching more people, but impacting the way they live their lives. As more people have access to newer and more sophisticated devices, the amount of time spent on the internet increases. Children from 8 to 18 spend on average 7.5 hours on social media, and this number will only increase. Here is a list of the current screen recommendations by country. As you can see, they are all relatively the same. It is recommended that toddlers and infants spend no time on electronic devices, and as a child gets older, the amount of screen time increases. It is not recommended for school children to spend more than 2 hours on the internet. However, as seen in the previous chart, these guidelines are not being enforced or taken seriously. The important question to ask is, as technology becomes more prevalent, how is it physically and emotionally affecting children? There are 2 main ways in which technology is affecting children, on a physical level and on an emotional level. Since most technological devices are new, there has not been much research done regarding their effects on children's health. From what is known, going on electronics can increase a child's chances of getting cancer, developing eye problems, sleep problems, musculoskeletal issues. It can increase the chances of getting high blood pressure, becoming obese, and their bodies will be exposed to more radiation. Many fail to realize that technology is also affecting children from an emotional standpoint. Going on technology for too long can cause depression, anxiety, social phobia, and behavioral problems. It is clear that the amount of person-to-person interactions have decreased as the screen time increases. This gives rise to a loss of social skills and even emotional instability. Technology has enabled cyberbullying to become a big issue. Bullying in general has been known to cause behavioral issues, so cyberbullying has similar effects. I'm going to explain a bit more about the physical effects. So, internet addiction disorder in youth can have negative effects on the brain. Those with IAD tend to have reduced gray and white matter and important parts of the brain that control cognitive functions and goal-directed behavior. If technology has the ability to change the way the brain looks and functions, then further research must be done in order to determine if there are any further consequences. The next thing I will be focusing on is radiation. Phones and most technological devices emit high levels of radiation in order to work. Scientists have known for years that radiation is very harmful to the human body. This is why you wear a lead protective covering when taking an X-ray. If the human body is exposed to too much radiation, healthy cells and tissues die. As you can see on the electromagnetic spectrum, mobile phones, TV broadcasts, and Wi-Fi have the closest frequency to diagnostic radiation and therapeutic radiation. And as you can see on the left picture, phone penetration is able to be absorbed into a child's brain at a much thicker rate than that of an adult brain. Technology also has multiple effects on sleep. According to the National Sleep Foundation, 90% of people in the United States say that they use tech devices in the hour before going to bed. Many devices today emit short wavelength or blue light. Using one of these self-luminous devices in the evening has been associated with reduced melatonin concentrations. Melatonin is a hormone your body produces and uses in order to control your sleep cycle. On another note, most technological devices can be psychologically and physiologically stimulating enough to affect sleep. All in all, technology can affect sleep patterns. Text neck, a musculoskeletal issue, is a known culprit in children. Looking down for hours at a time is terrible for one's posture and applies tremendous pressure on the back and neck. As seen on the picture below, looking down, as the degrees increase, the amount of pressure applied increases. And as seen in the X-ray, the spine positioning is impacted. Since children are so young, they can develop serious back problems that will stay with them for the rest of their lives. Some studies suggest that an increased use of electronic devices at a young age can lead to ADHD. One contested study suggests that 1 extra hour of television at age 1 was associated with a 28% increase in the probability of having attentional issues at age 7, with similar effect sizes for the amount of television watched at age 3 on inattention later in childhood. Over the recent decades, extended screen time, such as television watching and using the computer, has been linked with obesity in children. There is an increasing trend with childhood obesity, just as there is an increasing trend with screen time. These two are linked. What should be done about all of this? More research has to be conducted. Most findings are incoherent or lack quality. It is very important that we find any long-term or short-term effects of going on technology. Younger generations are growing up with new electronic devices. They are the future, and it is important that we keep them safe. Along with more research, we need more guidelines in place limiting the amount of technology children are exposed to. Here is my works cited. Thank you.